the intro, so you go ahead.
Welcome to Lord Sports Podcast.
Hello!
Welcome back, we should say.
We should.
Today we're going to go over a couple things. Again, obviously, NFL, because, that's all that really matters.
Because it's the only sport in America that matters.
It is.
And we like to talk football once a week, every week.
Yes.
We try to, at least.
We will do a couple bets. A couple
news
bets. Things, that are going on right now.
A little new thing. We're going to recap last week.
Say sorry to some fantasy teams.
Well,
mine.
kind of depends, because I'm in 2 leagues, and I definitely got smoked in one.
So it doesn't hurt that your quarterback is out.
Who?
Tua?
He wasn't my quarterback?
Oh, yeah. Well, he's a quarterback who thrown it to you.
I do have Tyreek Hill, and that's really fucked. And they just came out.
I have Waddle, so it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help me any.
They just said that they're keeping Skylar Thompson, and they're not signing someone. So, fuck
It'll
me.
be a very strong game.
It's bullshit is what it is. Ryan Tannehill is on his couch right now, waiting to get into that offense. Anybody, if you were a retired or like a backup somewhere, I would play in Miami for free. If you're telling me I get to throw to Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and have a great run game, sign me the fuck up.
Career back.
I'm so fucked in fantasy. You were either, I was number 1 pick, so you're either Tyreek Hill, which you're essentially fucked now, or you're Christian McCaffrey.
Same thing.
You're fucked either way. So sad to all of us fantasy football players who are struggling right now.
If you were pick number 3, you're probably strong right now.
Yeah, you're probably doing pretty good, depending on who you took. So anyways, I would like to start this off by saying I'm not going to say anything. We are going to recap last week in the NFL.
Okay.
In a new segment, we're going to do overreact or underreact.
Okay.
I'm going to throw out a game, and I want you, depending on the winner or loser, are we going to overreact or underreact? Okay? So we're going to start off with the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. Are you going to overreact or underreact that the Ravens lost?
Underreact, just because, we kind of felt like it was going to happen anyways.
Right. I agree.
I did say I had a feeling that Baltimore was going to... They were looking a little sloppy, though.
They were a little sloppy. It's week 1, though. Yeah. You can't be upset. I would be the same way. I'm underreacting. It's week 1. They're going to win 12 games, so you lost to the best team in the league. Okay. Not that big of a deal. Everybody loses to them. It's okay. Other than, Indianapolis seems to beat them every time they play them. But I digress. So, next game we're going to do Eagles versus the Packers. Are we over or underreacting?
Eagles won that game.
Eagles won that game? So, are we over or underreacting on the Packers' loss?
I say underreacting just because, I saw that happening.
Did you? I did too. Thank you, Eagles money line, Hard Rock.
Let's go.
Thank you. Made some money off of that one. We appreciate you. I'm going to underreact as well. I would like to, send my condolences to all you
Jordan Love fans out
Jordan there. Love homers and Fudge Packer fans who let's be real, at the beginning of the season, all we heard was, Packers are going to Super Bowl bound! Excuse me. I'd like to just correct everyone. It's not happening. So sad.
And it's not because, it's because we lost our quarterback. No.
It's because...
that does not help, but...
No, it really doesn't
why.
Help. It's because you're a poverty franchise and you will never amount to anything. So, we will next go to... This is one I really want to know. The Bengals loss at home to the New England Patriots.
Yes. Overreact, of course. That's crazy. Dude. How do you lose... How do you lose the Patriots? Oh, man, that's terrible.
That's terrible. They're going to be Now, I thought they were going to be a bottom 3 team. After that game, maybe bottom 5. I'm going to underreact on that one because, hear me out, the Bengals are the worst team in September. And since Joe Burrow has come into the league, they are either 2-2 or 1-3. They're awful. The year they went to the Super Bowl, they were I think 2-2. They're an awful early team. But as time goes by, as the offensive line gets into unity, weapons, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, I think they'll be fine later down the stretch. I still picked the Baltimore Ravens to win the division because that just makes more sense. Yes, they lost. I understand. Pittsburgh's in first place. If you have Justin Fields as your quarterback, you're not
gonna stay there.
You're not winning that division. Sorry. So I'm going to underreact just based off of the fact that they are the worst September team probably in the league. I think with Joe Burrow, they'll figure it out and they'll be fine. Next we got Bears beating the Titans.
Oh, underreact. I kind of guessed it was going to happen. Now, the way that they won, though, is an overreact. Because
it is the most Bears way to win a game.
It's the most Bears way
all
to win a game.
Defense and special teams, dude. No offense.
No offensive play.
We were all hoping for like this, Mercedes-Benz to pull into the parking lot with... Wrong. It's the same fucking rust bucket we had last year. But I would say I'm very glad that Caleb got that game out of the way.
It had to get there.
He had to have one of those games. So, with that being said, I think he'll be fine.
Might as well have it with him.
Might as well have it then as opposed to against the Texans on Sunday, which, fingers crossed, that doesn't go over well. Also,
maybe it's a redeem game,
Well, hear me out. Keenan Allen and Romeo Dunze won't be playing. So, with that being said, for anybody who is smart like myself and took DJ Moore in fantasy football, he will be having himself a masterclass of a game where I'm hoping for 3 touchdowns and 400 yards. Because that's what I need to win. I need it. I need it terribly. Tyreek Hill fucked me. Well, not really. Tua fucked me. And Tyreek kind of just sat there and did nothing. What are you gonna do with Skylar Thompson? Anyhow, I'm gonna underreact. A rookie's first game. He's still gonna be great. He'll take us to the moon. Give us some time. He is a rookie. He needs to quit playing hero ball, and he needs to stay in the fucking pocket. I watched parts of that game because consequently we were at the casino at the blackjack table.
We were not at that game.
Because
we were at the Bucks game towards the
end of it.
We were making money at the
casino.
We were
making lots of money at the blackjack table. Right. So I saw what bits and pieces were on the red zone on the TV, like kind of up towards us. But I did go back, watched it. He'll be fine. Keenan Allen dropped 2 touchdown passes too, by the way. So stats would have been
on my fantasy team.
Much better if people would just catch the ball. So we're gonna move next. The Titans defeat the Colts. I'm gonna underreact.
Yeah.
They always fucking lose to them. It is what it is.
Texans.
Yeah.
You said Titans.
Don't correct me.
I'll be right next time.
Do not correct me. We're gonna go back to this, and you're gonna say, "Oh, maybe you did say Texans," and I'll say, "Damn right I did." Anyhow,
and then I'm gonna put big highlighted letters on this video. He said Titans.
I said Texans. Anyhow, I'm gonna underreact. They always lose. Couldn't even fucking beat them. They were a swing pass away from winning that game last year. Gardner Minshew fucked the Colts Nation hard. Once again, first game of the week. And if, by the way, you had Anthony Richardson on your fantasy team, he did fairly well.
He did fairly well.
He was a good fantasy player. Good. And did I have him? Yes, I did.
Did you have him playing?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did? Oh.
I do not have him playing this week, as I have Jaden Daniels against the Giants, and they were the only team to not score the double digits last week. So, what does that tell you? Jaden Daniels is going to eat them alive.
Even though he got eaten alive last week.
Well, but he still had 55 points. We're talking fantasy. I ain't talking about...
Yeah, he ain't rushing in for 2 touchdowns again.
Okay, but he's... why not? We're talking about the Giants, a bottom 5 team. He did that against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You don't think he's going to feast?
Oh, he's going to feast.
Oh, he's going to feast. I don't care if they win. I don't give a fuck if they lose. Are you going to give me fantasy points? And the answer is yes. And as long as he gets more than Josh Allen got last night, which he was projected 40, he got 24, I'll be happy. Yes.
Yes.
I am correct. Thank you.
First time for everything.
I don't know about your guys, if anyone has an iPhone. My iPhone Face Identify thing to unlock my screen does not work worth a damn anymore. And then you have to sit here and like, it's got to read it. It's so fucking annoying. I just need a new phone. Anyhow, Buccaneers versus the Commanders. The Commandos lost by 17. We were at that game. 3 rows from the top.
The very top, and it wasn't bad.
Okay, well, hold on. The site was not bad.
The stench was bad.
The stench was awful.
It smelled like your high school locker room.
Yes.
Okay, your high school boys' locker room.
Yes.
After you played 2-hour football game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it smelled like.
It smelled like that with booze and Axe cologne. That's what it smelled awful. And it was hot as fuck.
Yeah.
It was miserably hot up there.
It was so bad.
And it wasn't like the hot where it was like the sun was beaming down on you and you were getting burnt.
It wasn't just that. It was muggy.
Oh.
It was like about to rain, but it just wouldn't.
And so all the moisture was just sitting up there and we were all fermenting like a bunch of fucking meads. It was awful. So
that's what you get for $40 tickets.
Yeah, hey, $40. Thank you, Game Time, by the way. $40 tickets, giving us seats 3 rows from the top. Good sight, though. We were like almost like dead center on the 50-yard line.
Oh, yeah.
So we saw the whole game. It was pretty nice. Mm-hmm. I would, however, like to complain about the prices, Tampa Bay, if any of you guys are listening.
Oh, my goodness. Bottle of water, $17?
$17 for a bottle of water. Two orders of chicken tenders and tots, $76 fucking dollars.
Like, we gotta make money?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. That is insane. And that's consequently what the prices will be now because you have to pay these players millions and millions of dollars. Why couldn't we be pro athletes? Wouldn't be in this fucking garage doing this podcast. Anyhow, so I'm gonna underreact on the Commanders losing.
I'm gonna underreact too. I knew they were gonna win.
We knew they were going to lose. We knew the
Bucs winning. Obviously.
Yeah, we knew the Bucs were going to win. Listen, they're on, this is a revenge tour for the Bucs. The Bucs are coming in hot now. The Bucs do play. Are they playing at home?
Lions. No, they're playing in Detroit.
Oof.
I wanted to go to that game.
A big oof. We'll see. Maybe they get their revenge game.
You never know. It would be awesome.
I think it'd be cool.
Rub it into people's face if they do. So.
I would like them to win. It would help the Bears. And honestly, fuck the Lions. It was a cool story. It's kind of worn out now. You guys are losers. Anyhow, I'll continue. The Bills and Cardinals. The Bills did win that game, but the Cardinals put up a hell of a fight. Kind of choked that lead.
Yeah, because they were winning at first.
I think they were up like 14 at one point.
Yeah. Bills came back.
Bills did come back like we knew they would.
Very interesting game.
Very interesting game. Are you going to overreact or underreact on the Cardinals?
The reason I'm going to overreact is because the way the game went.
Yes.
The way that the Cardinals were way up, and then they came back and obviously lost. But
I agree.
I figured the Bills would win, but the way they didn't.
I would say I would overreact as well, and I am a little irritated. I'm going to just let this out because I'm very irritated with Marvin Harrison Jr., for only giving me 1 point in the first week. I still have him in my starting lineup.
Hopefully you do something.
Hopefully you do something a little bit fucking better. I would appreciate it because I cannot afford another loss. I lose one more, I'm done. Season's over. Next game, drum roll please. This is so annoying. Is there on there? No. We're going to go Vikings versus the New York Giants. I don't think there is.
No.
Vikings versus Giants. Giants lost 28-6. They're the only team in the league last week to not score in the double digits. Are you going to overreact?
I did think that the game was going to be closer, but underreact just because they're so bad.
They are... It's hard to overreact on a poverty franchise like that. What was once a bestowed franchise that beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl. has now diminished itself to like the worst
being
fucking
just a game to fill to fill your schedule.
I'm almost certain, and don't quote me, I'm not gonna look it up. I know they're one of the games over there in Germany. They're one of them. They could be both. I don't fucking know. But I feel bad for all these international teams because
they gotta watch this and be like,
one of the games,
is that what they're doing?
One of the games, I shit you not, it's like Giants versus Panthers. You could not, if you're trying to sell the NFL to other countries, you can't give them the worst teams. They're like, well, you guys go over there and play. I would not go watch those fucking games.
Well, hold on. Maybe what they're hoping for is to be such a close game, so they're just into it. It's, you know what I mean?
Biter, 3-6, and then to the fourth. Yeah, but nobody wants to watch Daniel Jones throw 7 interceptions and fumble twice. Just like they don't want to see Bryce Young do the same. Tough. I'm glad we don't have that game. And I would never watch it, even if that was a prime time, and they would never make that a prime time game. But if it was, I would not watch that game. Okay, I might watch it, but I wouldn't pay attention. I wouldn't pay attention. I just have it on. Next game. This is the surprise game of the week. I think, speaking to all Buccaneer fans, you didn't expect this. I'm like a part-time Buccaneers fan. I go to home games. They're good.
Let's go.
Panthers losing to the Saints 47-10.
Yeah, this was I automatically imagined the Saints to beat the Panthers, but holy cow, they got whooped.
They got whooped. Now, that's either the Panthers are really bad or
the Saints are a lot better than we think.
A lot better than we thought, because I had the Panthers beating the Saints in the divisions. I had them like one game above.
I think I had it the way it's falling.
Yes. Well, I'm not a big believer in Derek Carr. He had 3 touchdowns in the first half.
Oh my god!
He'll never have another game like that. And I will bet you $5 right now. Never in his career will he have another game like that. Unheard of. So are we going to over or underreact?
Overreact, absolutely.
Overreact, okay.
Yeah, just because of how, like, I don't know, it was weird. It was
a very weird game?
Very weird game.
Okay, that's pretty fair. I'd probably underreact. I thought that the Panthers would be better. Did I think that the Saints were going to drop 47? It's week 1, though. Do I think they'll do it again? I almost guarantee they're not going to hit
47 for the rest of the year.
For the rest of the next 5 fucking years. I guarantee you. It'll never happen. It was a fluke game. Let's go down to the Steelers and Falcons. Steelers took the Falcons to the cleaners and a tight 18-10 win.
Yeah, this is a little overreact. I thought the Falcons had this game.
Well,
before going into it,
I did not. I'm not a believer in the Falcons.
He's a believer in Fields, obviously.
I'm not a believer in Fields. I'm a believer in Mike Tomlin. Consequently, Fields was part of the reason they almost didn't win. If you guys watched the game, he's awful. And I tried to tell everybody when he left Chicago, all we heard from these naysayers were, "Oh, you let a good one go." He looked exactly the same as he picked up where he left last year. 150 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 picks. Woo! What a fucking
what a
steal.
player!
He went for a 6th round, motherfuckers. He's not that good. So I'm going to underreact because I think I'm one of the few people. Because all Vegas, whether it's whether it's FanDuel, DraftKings, Hard Rock, whatever other ones that are out there, everybody and their mother, all these sharps, had the Falcons winning that division. And I'll tell you what, it ain't happening, people. I've been on this.
I got Bucks winning that division.
Bucks are easily winning that division.
Yep.
And that game, Kirk Cousins, 160 yards and 1 pick and 1 touchdown. That's exactly what the offense is going to look like. He does not have Justin Jefferson to throw to. He has Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Chop, please. Next game, we have the This was the Dolphins versus the Jags. The Dolphins did pull this one out, 20-17. At one point, it was 14-0, I believe. Consequently, get better, Tua, as you may not play again. He did get the bag though, and he got $200 million guaranteed. Oh, right. Good for him. I'm gonna overreact.
Ooh, I'm under.
I think that the Jags with Trevor Lawrence and the upgrades on defense, and yes, they lost Calvin Ridley, but they still got Gabe Davis. I mean, at some point, I guess I overhyped Trevor Lawrence as he was going in to the NFL, thinking he was the next, there's always the Andrew Lucks, and then I thought, okay, Trevor Lawrence, he's got to be the next one. He has underachieved. He has underachieved since he's entered the league. He has looked mid at best. I'm going to react. Shame on you, Trevor Lawrence. You should have won that game. How do you go from winning your division 2 years ago to shitting the bed last year and losing 4 out of your last 5? And now you can't even beat the Dolphins. Chopley. You're going to underreact?
Yep. I'm slowly thinking we have the opposite mindset of what overreact and underreact is.
Why?
Because my mindset of overreacting is why did that happen? Yours is
why did it happen?
Not why did it happen, more
shame on
that shouldn't have happened. Yeah.
It shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
There's no reason it should have happened.
Underreact would be oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So I'm right then.
Yeah. I think our mindsets of overreact and underreact are backwards.
Okay. So you're underreacting.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to give an explanation?
That's just what I'm saying is okay, well, he's been doing terrible before. Why wouldn't it be any different?
Because you would assume he would pop. You'd assume he would pop. Josh Allen was he was like Trevor Lawrence. It was slow start. But in year 4, it was oh, we're waiting for the pop.
Hasn't happened yet.
It hasn't happened yet. So I'm starting to think maybe Trevor Lawrence is who he is. He's
some people don't change.
A 12th to 15th best quarterback in the league, which is not bad. Not bad. Next game, we have the Chargers defeating the Raiders.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Well, hold on. You did have the Raiders making the playoffs.
Hey, it's beginning of the season.
Okay. I would like to underreact. I'm a big Harbaugh fan. I love me some Harbaugh. Michigan misses you terribly, as we have unraveled and stunk since you've left. I know it's only been 2 games, but if you lose to Texas by 35 plus fucking points, that wouldn't happen under Harbaugh, and we all know it. With that being said, I knew Chargers would be good. I had them going to the playoffs as the number 6 seed. I think they're going to be fine. J.K. Dobbins, anyone who had him in fantasy, I doubt most of you motherfuckers did. But if you did have him, 160 yards and 2 touchdowns, that's not bad. That's not bad. A good Harbaugh team, because I know in the draft, everyone wanted them to take weapons. They lost Keenan Allen, they lost Mike Williams, they lost Everest, the tight end. And they said they need to go after Brock Bowers, or they need to go after Malik Neighbors. And what did Jim Harbaugh do? The most Jim Harbaugh thing possible. He took Joe Alt, the 6'9", 360-pound left tackle, and he said, we're going to run the fucking ball down your fucking throats every single game, and you're going to like it. And the Raiders couldn't handle it. They could not handle it. So I'm excited for the Chargers. Good for them. Someone in that division has to dethrone the Chiefs. Someone's got to fucking do it. And they seem to be, it ain't going to be this year, but give it 2 years. I think they can. I think they can. They got the quarterback. Am I wrong? They got the quarterback. I did not take, he's still available in one of our leagues. I still did not take Justin Herbert. I took Baker Mayfield instead. Which in hindsight, probably not a good idea considering he plays the Lions this week.
Oh, yeah.
So
we'll see.
So we will see.
Evans was looking good.
Godwin
was looking good.
Looking nice. Godwin was looking nice.
Yeah.
Auden was a bit
a little slacking. Come on, man.
He wasn't, he wasn't getting fed the ball. But after watching him last year, I wouldn't feed that fucking clown the ball either. Not a clown, sorry, sir, but you dropped a lot of fucking passes last year. And then we're gonna move on to the game in which I bet a decent amount of money on, and consequently came up short. Thank you, Bo Nix. The Broncos losing to the Seattle Seahawks. I was fed this bowl of lies by somebody I look up to very much, by the name of Colin. And he did convince me that the Broncos would beat the Seahawks. Consequently,
they did not.
He put out another video.
Oh, let's go.
He put out another video. We watch it. You guys should watch Colin Cowherd's betting video because they hit.
Oh, they hit.
If you guys want free money, you go watch those videos. They hit.
Which we will do our own. We'll see if they hit.
And we will see it. Yeah. So we're going to do it this weekend, and we will do what they tell us to do. And if they hit and we make money, we will come back and we will start spoon feeding you guys the goodness of sports betting. Because we want to make our listeners and fans money. And while doing so, we want to make ourselves money.
Yes.
So we don't have to do
Most importantly.
Most importantly, indeed. Next game, we do have the Rams versus the Lions, which we watched this on the way home from the Bucs game. Lions did win 26-20 in overtime. Are you going to over or underreact to the Rams loss?
I'm going to overreact just because I think they should have lost by more. The Lions were just looking a little sloppy, I think.
They were
looking pretty sloppy.
A little sloppy. I actually have higher hopes for the Rams than most people. I actually think the Rams, they're in, if I have a Super Bowl bubble, they're on the bubble. They're in and out. I know a lot of people have been missing the playoffs. A lot of people have been winning 8 games this year. I think they're easily a 10-11 win team. Now without Puka Kanua being out, and now they have some injuries, kind of sucks.
Cool.
So I'm gonna underreact. I think that the Rams will be fine. Sean McVay is a good coach. I think people forget he did just win a Super Bowl 3 years ago. So I think the Rams will be fine. People need to pump the brakes and chill. They'll be fine. And last but not least, what I and you and I think all of America knew was going to be kind of a blowout. The 49ers versus the New York Jets. Another poverty franchise. Are you over or underreacting on the Jets? Do you think this was just a week one? Oh no!
I feel like most people in the world are overreacting because they're like, oh man, I can't believe they lost. Blah blah blah. They're the Jets. They were gonna lose.
People. They were gonna lose.
I'm not overreacting. I'm underreacting. I think they should have lost.
They should have lost, and it went exactly how I thought it would go.
Yep.
The offensive line looked okay. It looked good. Not great, but it looked good.
A 40-year-old quarterback looked like a 40-year-old quarterback.
He was what was he, 13 for 21, 140 yards? That's not going to cut it, people. Bryce Hall looked nice. I'll give him that. I passed up on Bryce Hall twice. In both leagues. I said, nah, actually, I'm good. I'm starting to think maybe I should have taken it because he looked pretty good. And then last but not least, I did forget a game. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to overreact on the Browns losing. Now, hear me out, people. To call them a poverty franchise would be nonsense because they've been pretty relevant. They've been in the playoffs a couple times over the last 5 years. They've been pretty good. But what I will say, only a poverty franchise would sign a quarterback to a $240 million guaranteed contract after that quarterback sat out a year for 4 sexual assault cases of him trying to get massage therapists to pleasure himself in the parlors. And I don't know if you saw this, he has another lawsuit filed against him as of like 3 days ago.
Of course. Why wouldn't he?
I truly feel bad for the fans of Cleveland because they don't deserve this. All they want is some no-nonsense football. They just want to win. And you could feel that with the Browns fans. They want to win. But this also goes back to the poor management and the poverty of ownership letting Baker Mayfield go. You should have never let the guy go. And now, because you did, he's doing much better in Cleveland, in Tampa Bay. Though some people might not like him as much as others. I love Baker, and I think he's a hell of a player. And do you think Cleveland would be where they are now if they had Baker?
They'd be higher.
No, they'd be much better.
Yep.
And maybe if Baker was there, me drafting Amari Cooper probably wouldn't have been a bad idea. But I did draft Amari Cooper thinking maybe Deshaun will get it right this year. Wrong! 2 points he gave me last week. I'm about to just drop the motherfucker, to be honest. Woo! Okay, so this is part of this show where we're going to give you guys some sports betting intellect.
So we should have done this before the game yesterday because I have my underdogs to win.
So explain your bet.
So basically, I am betting on the teams that are favored to lose. Okay? So the 4 teams that are favored to lose that I have chosen. So obviously, if you choose the teams favored to lose, you get a higher payout.
Yes.
So, between the Bills and the Dolphins, the Bills were actually favored to lose, which is slightly bizarre to me. But they are, and they were in my underdog.
That and it's wild to think the Bills were underdogs in that game.
Yep.
And that just goes to show you that Vegas truly does not understand what they're doing all the time. Anybody and their mother would have told you that the Bills were going to win that game.
Mm-hmm. Next game, Jets-Titans.
Okay.
So, Jets are favored to win.
Okay.
I think the Titans could win, especially the way the Titans were playing and the way the Jets were playing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree.
I think Titans could pull that game off.
Not only would it be good for the pockets if it did pay off, it would be hilarious for everyone who hates Aaron Rodgers like myself if they lost as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a double win.
And then
how many of these underdogs you got?
I got 4 total.
Okay, 4 total. Okay.
That was 2 of them.
Okay.
Next one is Rams-Cardinals. Cardinals did very good last week.
They did very good. They played
Rams,
hard.
They didn't do bad either. Rams are favored to lose, so I'm going with the Rams.
And that's a crazy one.
Yep, I think Rams win that game.
I would say yes. I would agree. Not that we want the Cardinals to lose, but
yep,
it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Now, last one, Steelers-Broncos. Broncos are favored to lose.
Ooh, I like that one.
I
like that one.
I think Broncos pull this one.
I
put $10 on this bet. $10 pays out $241.
Those all sound reasonably winnable.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you could take Titans, Rams, Broncos. You still get paid out pretty well. I think you paid out $180 on $10.
That's not bad.
So $100 pays out $1,800.
Do you have any prop bets that you would like to give the Lord Sports fan base?
I haven't done any.
You haven't done any?
Mm-mm.
Okay, is that the only bet you've done?
I've got my 20 bet parlay. I put $1 to pay out $442,000. Let's all pray it pays out.
Yes, it would benefit us all.
They're all spreads.
Ooh.
All of them are spreads. I'm not going to go over all of them just because, but let's just say Arizona State -1.5.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, couple games going right now, which could hit. We'll see. Doesn't look like it's gonna. Now that I'm looking at it.
Oh no.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm going to give out my 3 underdog games that are not that I think if you threw some money on it, it's probably not a bad idea. Based off of what we saw last week. So the New England Patriots are underdogs against the Seattle Seahawks. Hear me out. If they dismantled the Cincinnati Bengals, which we can all agree is a far superior team, it's tough for me to think, you don't think they can do it to the Seahawks with Geno Smith? I would put $10 on that, and that'll win you $23. That's not bad. Next, now hear me out again. Tampa Bay is the underdog against the Detroit Lions. All right. I think revenge game. We can say that's fair, right? Revenge game.
Mm-hmm.
A little. They lost last year on some nonsense. Did Baker throw the game-ending interception? Yes, but let's not look at that, people. They had the heart. They took the Lions down to the wire. So I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to beat the
Detroit Lions.
$10 will pay you out $37.
Okay.
That's pretty good. I would say that's pretty good. Now, here's my last one. Hear me out. And I better not see any laughing emojis in the comments.
That's all it's going to be. I guarantee it's going to be some Chicago Bears.
The Chicago Bears.
Oh, I knew it.
Are underdogs in Houston. $10 will pay you $37. Okay, it's the same odds as the last game. Hear me out. Caleb had one bad game. He's going to look at himself in the mirror. He's going to say, you know what? Fuck the finger paint. Fuck the purse. I'm going to go out there and ball. Without Keenan Allen and without Romeo Dunze, he's going to go out there, dart for dart. He's going to go touchdown for touchdown. And he's going to win that game. And we're going to start season 2-0. 2-0, people.
Or his defense will take the win.
Hey! A win is a win. I don't care how we do it. I don't care if our special team gets 2 more blocked punts for a touchdown. I don't care. A win is a win. Yes, our defense will probably carry us. But that's nonetheless. I think it's a very good chance that the Chicago Bears, Caleb's first primetime game in Houston, I think he takes the win.
Okay. Now, if you parlay all 3 of them.
So if I parlay all 3 of them.
It pays out $308.44.
Oh, mine? Mm-hmm. Let's go. And that's good money, people. That could feed your family for 3 days in this economy.
I'm placing the bet. Bet placed.
How much? $10?
$10.
$10. I will place $10. And how much does it win?
$308.
And these
I did do my 10% bonus.
And I have that too. Let's go. And
338.
These hard trying times in this country. And this economy, and this Bidenomics in which we're living in, groceries can be rather expensive, people. So by taking our expertise of advice, you too
could potentially win some money. Just like and subscribe.
And if you do, you could feed your family for 3 days if you shop at Publix. Or if you go to Walmart. Now, I'm going to do one more, and this is their like group parlay bets they have on here on the Hard Rock. So this is a 5-bet parlay. $10 will pay you out $66. All you need is a 5-team bet parlay. You need all these teams to win. You need the 49ers to win in Minnesota. You need the Texans to beat Houston, to beat Chicago. You need the Chiefs to beat Cincinnati. You need the Rams to beat Arizona. And you need the Lions to beat Tampa Bay.
Okay.
That all seems pretty reasonable. That seems like probably the easiest bet you could place.
You're literally contradicting yourself.
Yes, I am. I'm listen. That's why they're called bets. You're betting. It could go. The Sunday night game could go either way. Either Caleb balls, and
or he drops the balls,
shit. Or he has a game like last week, and we're like, oh, we suck again. Like, and then we'll do one more bet to close out. This one seems like it could be a good one. A 4-bet parlay. $10 will pay you out $120.
Okay.
You have Packers to win versus Indianapolis.
I don't have that already. I'm out.
That's a tough one.
With a backup quarterback.
Well, no, hold on. Backup quarterbacks win all the time. Joe Flacco at the age of 40.
Their backup's going against Anthony Richardson. They're losing.
That is true, but the Colts' defense is rather trash.
Richardson's taking it. Especially after last week.
So Packers to win against Indianapolis. Travis Etienne, anytime touchdown. Josh Jacobs, anytime touchdown. And the Jaguars to win against the Cleveland Brownies. Once again, the odds on that are plus 1,100. So they're like, probably won't happen, but give us your fucking money.
Yep.
And there's already been 13,000 bets on it. So people are obviously betting it.
They're ready to lose that $13,000.
It is very possible they are. But what you will never know people unless you place the bets. You have anything else? Good sir.
That is all.
That's all I got.
For today.
It is very hot in this garage.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Hey, and by the way, the camera, everyone, round of applause for Brandon for
finally figured it out. Hopefully it actually worked.
And if it doesn't work,
it is what it is at this point.
We will try again later.
Let's go.
So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Instagram at Lord Sports.
Yep. And newly TikTok, which
is getting set up. Thanks to my girlfriend Stephanie. She's will
setting
be
it all up because we are technologically handicapped.
I'm. It's offensive to handicapped people. I'm not handicapped.
I said handicapped.
Oh, capped. Yeah, what's your handicap?
Pressing play.
Oh, same here.
That's what I'm handicapped to.
I meant your.
I can't go farther than that.
I meant your golf handicap.
Oh, I don't know, like 100 over.
Oh,
100 over par.
Mine's only 96, so let's go. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on Lord Sports. Send us in, DM us on Instagram. Send us in your questions, and we will have them answered on the pod. We want to start getting a mailbag going.
We'll put your little name somewhere on the screen, if we can figure that out.
If we can figure that out. And then just hit us up on Instagram, DM us your question. You will have it answered on the pod. We want to get to the point where we can grow this channel enough. We can have just an entire episode of mailbags. And that way we can just fill a whole episode of answering the questions that you guys want answered.
Yep.
All sports, if you don't mind, but if you do have other questions, we will try our best to answer those. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.